Your secrets, if you really look at yourself, you would be speechless. What happened to being doctors and teachers? What happened to being your brother's keeper? Nowadays, kids more worried about.
You can have me all you want. Anyway, any day. Just show me where you are tonight. Oh,
Yo, what is poppin'? Before the video starts, I just want to let you all know that I give readings, just like the ones that you see every Monday on my channel. I give on point Orisha Tarot card readings for singles and also for couples. I also do natal chart consultations. My Everything is Everything reading is by far my bestseller. If you want to check out any of these services, please visit my website at www.bandclaptv.com. And also, when you go to that website and you scroll down, you will see a link to go to my shadow work class. In this time that we're in right now, shadow work is very, very important. Getting to know yourself, your inner child, really knowing who you are. All of these things are extremely important. And I have a very, very informative self-paced course. Shout out to Spiritual Ascension University and Melanie the Spirit Doula for allowing me to be able to give you all this very, very priceless course, if I do say so myself. So again, if you want to check these things out, go to my website, www.bandclaptv.com. All right, on with the video. Yo, what is poppin', YouTube and Patreon fam? It's the top of the week, so you already know what time it is. It's your boy, Mr.BandClap, at it again with another on point Orisha Tarot forecast spread for the week of Monday, March the 8th through Sunday, March the 14th of 2021. Very lot of busyness going on this week. A lot of energies that are swirling about right now, and you got to make sure that you're not being caught up in the current right now, because it's very easy to be caught up in a bunch of different currents right now. So staying in the middle and understanding what it is that you came here to do are going to be some very important things right now to keep you on task to the mission that is at hand. So with that being said, another thing that I kind of wanted to stress to the soul family right now, like I've been saying for the past few weeks, a lot of things are being exposed in every community, and the more and more we go into this age of Aquarius, there's going to be a lot of people asking questions. There's going to be a lot of people that are looking for answers as far as why are they here? Why did they choose to come at this particular time? Why am I going through the things that I'm going through? And what is the intended result of these things that I'm going through? And how are these things attributing to my mission, whether I'm conscious of it or not, you know? So these are some questions that's being answered. And when this type of frequency beacon is put out into the world, the Matrix has to put out a counteracting frequency to thwart just a natural curiosity, you know. So with that being said, you have a lot of detractors, you have a lot of scammers, people that's soulless beings in disguise, and they're taking advantage of these innocent knowledge seekers, and they're getting exposed right now. So that's why I say it's very important. This is a self journey, so be careful who you pair yourself up with, even if they're in the spiritual community, because I've been hearing that you know, in a lot of instances, this spiritual community can get real crazy, because you're dealing with entities that can't really be seen or detected unless you've been doing some type of spiritual work yourself, where you've been able to activate those senses, where you can sense these said entities. So in the spirit realm, the best way that I can describe it, there's a bunch of Pokemon battles. There's a bunch of Pokemon battles going on in the spirit realm. You know, you got people unleashing their entities on people to wreak havoc in their life. They're unleashing entities on people to try to force you to fall in love with them. They're unleashing these entities that are putting out these spells to try to diminish people's existence and stuff like that. Just like how it is on Pokemon. And speaking of Pokemon, I'm going to go back to that series because I'm thinking about doing a series about the path of the magician, and because that's what I was talking about in the podcast series that I did about the spiritual things that I learned from cartoons. So with that being said, if you all have been checking out my Snapchat, which I hope that you've been able to check out my ad that I got at the end of my videos that I do, and it has all of my social media and stuff like that on it. So if you've been following my Snapchat stories and my Instagram stories, you'll see that this weekend I was actually a part of a magic show by brother Steve Nelson. A shout out to Steve Nelson and his whole team. I was able to do audio for his Honest Lies magic show. And he did something similar to this, where he was working with cards and stuff like that. It was a really beautiful show. And he's a Virgo sun. So me being a Virgo moon, you know, I was doing magic as well. You know, I wasn't on the main stage, but I was behind the scenes doing something that he was saying that his other audio guy kept messing up on. And it was real simple. It was just doing audio for the show and stuff like that. But see, the other thing that I brought to the situation, you know, with my gifts and talents, is that I'm also a DJ too. So not only was I doing audio, but after the show, I was able to do my own little DJ set. And I actually got approached by his parents, and they was telling me how good of a job I did and all of that. And it made me feel good, even though, you know, things wasn't super perfect, but it made me feel good that even though the stuff that I was doing was behind the scenes, it still got noticed and it was appreciated. And this is something that a lot of us issues go through. A lot of times, the best place for us to be a lot of times is behind the scenes, because wherever we're at, whether we're in the front, or we're behind the scenes, we're always going to leave an impact. And that's the one thing that we're always striving to make the best impact and stuff like that. So, what may be happening after this is over, I may come back on and do a live stream talking about the cruise, because I've been talking about that for a while. It's 5 p.m. now. We'll see if I'm done with the editing process and stuff like that before it gets too late, and I may go ahead and do that. And if I do decide to do that, it's going to be a straight to Patreon as soon as it's done. The reason why, because to kind of save up on time, so I won't be streaming too late at night, I'm just going to do one video for this. So this is my makeup for not doing a video last week. And the main reason why I didn't do a video last week is because spiritually I was instructed against doing anything spiritual related last week. And I understand why. A lot of uneasy energies was going on last week with the All-Star weekend, and I was feeling the same way that I was feeling during the Super Bowl, and during the Super Bowl time, there was some things that Spirit wanted me to talk about. So I was fired up, and then y'all didn't see me again for a while. Last week, literally every time I tried to do a video, a live reading, some weird stuff would happen to my computer, like certain keys would stop working, so I couldn't log in and put my password in, until it got to a certain time of night where I knew I couldn't do it, and then magically my computer would start working again. I would wake up, nose stopped up, all kind of flu symptoms, and then once a certain time hit or something like that, everything will just damn near disappear. So stuff like that, I knew it was a spiritual thing. So I didn't fight it, but it was like today, man, I got up with so much energy, and I'm like, man, like I'm just ready to just do everything that I said I wanted to do, So y'all tell me y'all stories of how things have been going for y'all last week, how things were going, and did y'all feel anything like spiritually, like, save your energy? I've still been working, and I've still been able to financially support myself and stuff like that, but anything dealing with this type of stuff, I was on lockdown for a while, and it wasn't a bad lockdown. It was just, you need to charge, you need to recharge, you need to, get yourself together, take some time off, because at the end of the day, when you're on this journey, you have to be responsible for yourself. There is no such thing as spiritual health insurance and all these other things that'll happen to you if you get burnt out doing this. So one of the big things that, and this was actually something that I was talking to a daughter of Oshun about, and she was like, yeah, whatever you do, don't burn yourself out. If Spirit is like, yo, take a break, it don't matter. If If your soul family really supports you, they'll understand. And that's what's going to happen to me in certain times. You know, sometimes I might, you know, try to do stuff, and then sometimes, you know, I'm gonna disappear for a while. You know, that don't necessarily mean something is wrong or something bad is happening, but you know, my inner child was very, very stubborn last week. Very, very stubborn. You know, he didn't hardly want to do nothing. Just watch nature shows about bush babies, Scooby-Doo, and just chilling. Like, I'm trying to extract some divine conscious information from my inner child, and he just want to eat chili dogs, and he just want to eat chili dogs and honey buns and stuff that fat Buddha babies eat. So this message is for my soul family. Don't feel bad if you got to take a break from this, from your spiritual journey, from your spiritual path sometimes. You know, this is a lifelong journey. You know, you're going to have some cheat days. And this is Oshun talking to her daughters as well. You know, you're going to have some cheat days. You're going to have some days where you're going to want to go out and, you know, and be Oshun. You know, you want to go out, you're looking nice, you're trying to get attention, but the maturity comes in, making sure that you're not sharing your sacred energy, you know, exchanging your sacred energy with no, you know, with no peasant dude, you know, no lost, traumatized human unable to grieve, because this isn't supposed to be a desperation type of thing, you know. And I'm gonna talk about that more when I come out with the video about why your inner child doesn't have, or how long has your inner child had a mask on. I'm still working on that video. You know, so since on this YouTube I'm gonna be pulling every single card, this is the reason why if I do a cruise breakdown, it's gonna be straight to Patreon. So y'all definitely want to check that out. My Patreon is www.patreon.com/BandClapTV. And if this is your first time watching me do this live on point Orisha Tarot weekly forecast, as you know, so this side right here, these are cards that I pulled from the bottom of the deck. So this just represents just the overall things that you should be cognizant about for this whole week. These are by day. So you got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Now, just because I'm pulling a card on a certain day, that don't necessarily mean that you're going to feel or go through or even witness these things on that particular day. These are all things that you should be cognizant about on a holistic type of level for this week. So let's see what we got. Hey, so remember, we just had a full moon in Virgo. So I guess this is gonna be, and this is funny because I've been in talks with some daughters of Oshun, and they've been having their little time, ain't that right, Oshun? Y'all been having y'all little time last week, you know, last weekend, you know. I've been out working at the games and, you know, working at little events and stuff downtown in Florida. I wish that I could have took some more footage, but you know, a lot of the things that I do, they're very, very particular about things not being filmed and all of that stuff, you know. And this is so funny. So now I'm gonna have to come out with this cruise breakdown, because when we talk about the baby issue, because that's what this card means. So this is pretty much going to be talking to people like me who have Virgo moons, people who are who have the baby issue energy, and we know that the baby issue represents the ultimate magician. You know, for Cruz, he represents Guy, and we know that the baby issue, or the old man Legba, you know, Eshu, he's known for having little mice, you know, a little mouse, just like Ash and Pikachu with the little electric mouse, you know. And remember, I've been talking about the baby issue, and I've been talking about bush babies for a while now. And it's funny, when you go back and look at Cruz, and when you look at Guy, he got this animal called Belt. And when you look at the face of Belt, it looks like a bush baby. So I'm pretty sure if you look up the animal that Guy has around his waist as a belt, I'm pretty sure that the bush babies are in the same family of that animal. So yeah, energetically, I've just been feeling real very high energy, dealing with innocence and childlike things. You know, like I said, all I've been wanting to do is just watch nature shows about bush babies, and I've been watching a lot of van life videos. I've been watching a lot of bus conversions, a lot of van conversions, and I just been getting really inspired. So for my baby and shoes out there right now, get inspired. Whatever type of outlandish thing that you're thinking about, because you know, as baby issues, we have some of the wildest imaginations. Don't hesitate to build and keep thinking about that big idea, because in this time right now, you know, you'll be surprised what things come to pass. And I know with me, it's not a coincidence. I just had this urge to just look at DIY van conversions and DIY bus conversions and DIY RV conversions and stuff, and getting re-inspired about this, you know. So we got the issue reversed, which is the baby issue. But let's see. Okay, so the baby issue, we got couple. All right. Okay, we got couple. Let's go. Okay. So we got the 3 of air. So mentally, because the 3 of air, you know, so we know that issue, especially the baby issue, represent the number 3. So this is a mental situation, you know, about communication and stuff like that. We're leaving a Mercury retrograde. So pretty much this 3 of air talks about danger, breakup, separation, trouble, being an easy prey to your enemies, shadow of a doubt, stuff like that. And it's funny because the baby issue was really telling me, yo, you know, I know you're hearing about a lot of people growing up right now. Don't be mad. Don't be sad. You know, don't worry about that. Like, and it was almost like a battle going on. It was almost like a battle going on the inside. It was like a battle going on because it's like, yo, like, you know, everybody around me is getting a harvest. They glowing up. You know, I got so much good news from my soul family. Like, yo, like, so what's going on? Like, what's up? You know, I'm trying to be coupled with what's meant for me, you know. And I was slowly getting into this 3 of air mindset, and my inner child had to snap me out of it, had to slap me out of it, you know, every time. Because you don't want to get to the point where you end up with a shadow of a doubt, and jealousy will condemn you to a sad fate, you know, leads to you being perversity, and it leads to violence and all of those type of things, which is so far out of Eshu's character, you know. So this represents the baby Eshu that is lost. You know, he's looking for his twin flame, but since he's been lost and you know, and he's been on this journey, you know, he's been alone for a while. You know, he's been alone for a while. He's been separated. You know, he's been going through a lot of trouble. You know, he's been going through a lot of trouble. He's been an easy prey for his enemies, or so they think. He's an easy prey because the baby Eshu is very innocent, and he looks like a baby, but you know, he always says every time that I go within and I converse with the baby Eshu, you know, he always says that he's a baby, B-A-B-U. And the way he was saying it, it sounded like he just saying I'm a baby, but in a baby babble way. But no, when you look up babu, B-A-B-U, it means a highly respected and educated man. You know, a highly respected and educated man. And that's definitely what Eshu represents, you know. But with that, he's very underestimated, as we know. And, you know, with him being underestimated, and he can, even though he's a man, he still got the innocence of a small boy. It's easy for you to underestimate and be manipulated by your own perception. That's why he's a trickster, because a lot of times you're being manipulated by your own perception of Eshu. That's the trickster. A lot of times that's the trickster part, you know, because you think that you can take advantage of the baby Eshu. You know, you think he's a danger. You think he's a danger, you know, you think that he's an easy prey for you. You know, he's an easy, it's like taking candy from a baby. But that's as far as the assumptions go with the baby Eshu, you know. And so the baby Eshu, you know, he seems to be a rolling stone. You know, he seems to be a hermit, you know, somebody who's alone all the time. But in the world of the Orishas, you know, Eshu is never really alone. He's never really alone. Like the baby Legba is more alone than the baby Eshu. You know, being alone in a house versus being alone in a forest, in a magical forest, is two totally different things. That's why people say that Eshu and Legba are two different beings. But they just really represents two sides of the same coin, you know. And this is the reason why you're not supposed to have Eshu in the house. This is the reason why you're not supposed to have the baby Eshu in the house, because You know, he needs that wide open space. You know, he needs that. And since he is a compacted version of a very educated, well-educated man, you know, unlike a regular baby, he'll be just fine. The baby issue will be just fine in the forest. You know, contrary to what you may believe if you're still looking at this in a human ego situation. You know, so in a lot of ways, this is talking about, you know, the baby issue trying to find his way home, where his soulmate, or not soulmate, but where his twin flame is waiting for him, you know. But there's a mindset that a lot of us issues, there's a mindset that we gotta, you know, we've been alone so long and in hermit mode so long. Sometimes you forget that this twin flame even exists. You know, sometimes you forget how important this twin flame really is. Sometimes you forget because you've been alone and doing things by yourself a lot of your life. So this is very important for it to be like this. You know, this is having a abundance mindset that even though you're good on your own, there's still somebody out there with the same type of passion and the same type of drive that you have that's going to help you on your journey to get back home. And this is what I'm going to talk about in my breakdown of the cruise, because this represents Guy, you know. And while Guy was on his journey to find the Tomorrowland, where his twin flame, that he didn't even realize his twin flame was waiting for him there, you know, he had to go through this whole little terrain, you know. And in this terrain, he found his soulmate, which was Eep, you know. So I can't wait to break that down some more. Who knows? I might break this whole thing down. Let's see. So let's see what this story entails. All right. We got the twin brother. We're brothers. We're happy and we're singing and we're colored. Give me a high five. That's what's up. So we got the baby issue. And then, you know, let's see what version of Legba this represents. Because this is the Gemini sun and this is the Virgo moon. So let's see. All right. Serpent wisdom with Oshumare. You know, from your failures. Yeah. So remember, when we go back and we look at the cruise, and we look at Guy, what was his gift? His gift was the ability to create light. The ability to create light and to give insight. And he got the light and the insight from the serpent wisdom that was given to him through nature. You know, these are all the things that makes you successful that nature taught you. So this is showing someone, you know, who is a very wise messenger, you know. And this is pretty much what your harvest is supposed to be. You know, this is wealth, abundance, material pleasures, transmutation, short trips, thriving business. You know, all the things that I told y'all I've been looking up for these past couple days. Short trips, you know, looking at van conversions and, you know, fantasizing about the wealth and abundance, favorable changes, things that need to happen for me to live the way that I really want to live. This talks about people competent in the field of oral, written, and visual communication. You know, all things that I do. A great leader of groups, conventions, or the masses. He knows how to charm with his looks, hands, voice, or speech. I don't really know about that. You can ask the mostly women followers that I got on my YouTube. Let's see. That makes him a grandiloquent person, you know. But you know, this is the thing that always holds us back. It's like we got all this that's meant for us, but this message from water is always what holds us back. And this message from water reverse talks about failure in your thoughts. You know, this is someone who got a lot of wealth, but this is also a person who failed a lot. You know, this person had a lot of failure in different things and in many levels. So this is a person who, you know, ended up very wealthy because they made a lot of mistakes and they made a lot of failures. So let's see. Because we got 3 cards down here. Yep. So we got the Oya. So we got the Oya reversed. We got the 2 of Earth reversed. And then we got the Ace of Air upright. You know. So even this tells a story. You know. So when we talk about the wealth and the wisdom and all the things that we got, it came from this baby Oya, or the Yansa card reversed. You know, the baby Oya who got the tongue like a snake, she's the one that teaches the Legba the serpent wisdom. Remember what Tupac was saying when he was like, some of the best game that he got about women came from prostitutes and stuff like that. You know, sometimes it's that stormy relationship. Sometimes it's that stormy situation, that stormy relationship that gave you so much wisdom. Remember what I said when I was talking about the bad chick and the wifey. You know, a lot of times as a Legba, you end up getting with a Oya, a bad chick, you know, and she run you through the ringer. And this is what gives you the serpent wisdom to move differently in your relationships moving forward. Now, we know that this also means Scorpio. And we know that Gemini and Scorpio are a good compatibility. I know that because my mom is a Scorpio and my dad is a Gemini, you know. So a lot of people look at this as bad, but it's only bad if this was reversed. So it's like, yeah, you went through a lot of complex situations. You went through a lot of stormy times, but those stormy times that it didn't look like there was a way out. Because see, when it's like this, you know, this means, yeah, you went through some things, but there was like an underlying, it was an underlying lesson. With this, you know, you didn't understand what this was about. You didn't understand what this was about. You know, you got caught up in the rapture for real. But your ability to get out of this situation, you know, not only does this strengthen you as the Ace of Air, because now you got all of these stories, all of these battle stories that you can tell, you know. Not only that, but it gives you that wisdom to be able to speak out of your mouth, being a messenger, you know. See, these are two different messengers when you think about it. See, SU, his message comes straight from the Most High. The baby SU, his message comes straight from the Most High because he haven't been through nothing on earth yet. You know? So his pure, innocent, pure message, it comes straight from God. It comes straight from the Most High. Legba, his message comes from the Most High and the things that he went through in his many years on this earth. You know? So this is why, you know, these are like one and the same. You know, this represents the baby, this represents the old man. But they both got the same type of heart and spirit and mind and all of that, you know. And you can learn from both of these characters, you know. So if you're blessed to be a Gemini with a Virgo moon or a Virgo with a Gemini moon, you have both of these traits within you, you know. So your balance, since we're talking about the two of earth, so your balance is going to be to extract the serpent wisdom from the stormy times. You know, this is where your spirit comes from. Being able to take the stormy times and be the messenger of that. You know, and while doing that, maintaining your childlike innocence. This is the hard part. That's the hard part. To go through all of these trials and tribulations without it hardening your heart, to the point where you don't forget about your childhood. And if you didn't have a good childhood, alchemically learning how to create a good childhood in your mind, where the baby SU, if that's you, can start to work magic, since we're talking about magic in your life. So what's the second part of this? So where did the failures come from? So the failures came from this, you know. I'm a life path 11, you know, 2 of earth. So a lot of the times that I failed, it was because of external disturbances impeding concentration. Consequently, you will not be able to handle 2 economic or financial situations. It will be difficult for you to leave one and accept the other. You know, and this is something that I've been, you know, going through with doing show production, and then also doing my YouTube. You know, everything that revolves around the BandClap brand is very hard for me to alternate between those two, because my BandClap brand isn't bringing in the finances just yet that it needs to bring in, where I can really truly say that I can do this full time and be stable. So until that time comes, you know, I've been alternating between situations. And one thing that, you know, especially last week showed me is that, you know, sometimes when you don't take care of your body starts to do weird things, and you might wake up one morning and you can't even get out the bed. So how you gonna go to work? You know, your body is a living organism. It's not a robot. Just like spiritually, you know, I'm sitting in front of the computer, I want to make a video, but the words just not coming out. You know, the inspiration is just not there, or whatever. Those things happen, and you have to when you're an artistic person, where a lot of your life force energy, a lot of your spiritual energy is going to be used in your craft and stuff like that. It is very, very pivotal for you to pinpoint the different things that keeps that charged in you, you know. And if you got a person in your life that acts as something that keeps this inspired, aka if you got a soulmate in your life that can keep this charged up, this is something that's going to be very important. And sometimes we can have a person in our life that is a external disturbance that impedes your concentration. So this could go either way, you know. When we got into our first relationships as a legba, we had to learn about dealing with these oyas who take up a lot of your energy. This takes a lot of energy to maintain. This takes a lot of finances. This takes a lot of spiritual, sexual energy to satisfy, you know. And sometimes even when you give your all, it's just not enough for these oyas, because they can take a lot. They're not really Oya, she's not really built to just have one man. You know, that's just how it is. Some of these embodiments of goddesses and gods are meant to be with multiple women. It's just, or multiple men. That's just how it is. If you're a man and you got the energy of Shiva, you'll always be shortchanging yourself if you just got one woman, and you'll feel it on the inside. You'll feel it, like you'll feel that half of you or some part of you is not fully being fulfilled. Same way about women. If you got that Isis, Ishtar energy within you, that Oya energy, you know, you might not feel right just being with one man. That's just how it is. Like we gotta start looking at ourselves for who we really are, not bottling ourselves up in this insurgence matrix that we've been in. Well, we gotta act like that we're like everybody else when we're really not. We're really not, you know. So, and this is something that's in your message too. You know, you dealt with a lot of oyas that caused a lot of distractions. You dealt with a lot of complex situations that distracted you, and you failed. Your failures that you did have was because your thoughts failed. You know, and this was something that I was going through last week too, because ever since I came back to Florida, which was early January, I've been talking about doing a video about why or how long has your inner child not had a mask on. And the longer that I've been going, not putting that video out, everything that I was going to say in that video, I've been hearing people say it in random videos like Kamsin, Ani Osaru, Melanie the Spirit Doula, even people in the manosphere talking about look in the mirror and love yourself and all of this stuff. Everything that I was going to say in that video. So that kind of talks about with this Two of Earth. It talks about your time has been shortened and the verdict will be negative. Therefore, to scrutinize and think about what is best for you complicates your situation. By criticizing too much, you lose your opportunities. You are the victim of your own laborious thinking. You know, now, even though these people came out with what they were talking about, I'm still going to come out with my video. That's something that's never discouraged me. But for you all, that's something that you got to think about. You know, if you're given something to talk about or something like that, and it's urgent, you know, You got to take your ego out of it and put it out, because there's a reason for it. And sometimes it's a time constraint. You know, sometimes somebody might be about to pass away, or something might have to happen where time is of the essence. And, you know, and this information needs to hurry up and get to somebody's ears. You know, if you don't do it, then Spirit will send somebody else to tell that same message, and you can't be mad, you know. So let's see what Tuesday has for us. All right. So we got the 4 of air, and it is upright. We got the man, and we got the air element. All right. So, again, this is air. This is air element. So this is mental. Again, you mentally feeling like you're in a dangerous situation or a place, because you feel like your position is completely unfavorable. There is no escape, no chance of doing anything, since you're being attacked from all sides. You know, so what leads to you feeling like this? Well, this is the air element. You know, making sure that you're balanced in all the houses that's in Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. So I know me, my Aquarius is in my 11th house, Gemini is in my 10th house. I forgot what house Libra is in, you know. So this is, you know, me not going off the handle just because my friends might have some adverse ways of looking at things and stuff like that. You know, my Gemini's in the 10th house, so making sure that I don't burn myself out with my career. You know, making sure that I'm balanced. I'm being balanced with my career. Because even when I'm doing show production work, or I'm doing work at stadiums and stuff like that, I'm still doing leg by like work. Like, I'm always placed in between two you know, hallways or something like that, and I gotta be the mediator, that you can't get through this gate unless you got this credential or something like that. So I'm always in a leg by like job, even when I'm not doing this. And this is just you being spiritually balanced, you know. This is talking about faith and hope, qualities of the soul, inspiration, creativity. You're going to see in the media, you're going to see a lot of things, a lot of situations of people in this, because they didn't speak out when they were first needing of help. You know, these things were attacked, and you're gonna see something in this person or these people that is unanswered questions, uneasy about this person, dogmatism, obstinacy, hopelessness, lack of faith, and you're gonna start seeing how that makes you end up. You know, you're gonna see a lot of people ending up in this mentally, and how this affects their issues and their message. Because these people might be some messengers, some false messengers or something. You know? And they in hot water. You know? So, this is the story. In the media, you're going to see a lot of people in hot water, and they're going to end up in these dangerous situations because they're telling the truth, and they're spiritually enlightened. They're spiritually enlightened. They're telling the truth about either relationships, they're rebellious. They come out with something that's rebellious, like a real rebellious statement, or they got a rebellious type of attitude towards the status quo because they're about truth. They got that Shango attitude, you know. And they're going to use this with one of these other two things, which is relationships. They're going to be calling out the hypocrisy in our relationships, or the way we communicate. The way this person communicates is going to come off as unbalanced and full of lies, but it's really not. Because this man, whoever this man is, he's very enlightened. He knows what he's talking about, you know. But because of this matrix, because of this world we live in, you know, a lot of times we find ourselves in hot water, you know. And speaking of the manosphere, this is something that happened with Minister Jap a couple days ago, because he put out this video talking about perverts who go overseas, who would get a passport and they would travel overseas just to have sex with foreign women and stuff like that. And you know, when you talk about a minister or a preacher, you would assume that this person is spiritually enlightened. You know, he was talking a very rebellious type of message when it comes to relationships or relations, you know. And it ended him in a hot water situation. He got his video flagged down, you know. But he himself isn't like this because of this. See, this is the thing. And that's all I'm going to say about that particular example. What I'm saying next has nothing to do with that example. But this is the thing. No matter what happens to you in this situation, because you spoke the truth, because you spoke out, if your heart is pure and righteous, and you got a very righteous, you know, spirit, you got a very innocent spirit, you don't mean no harm, you just want to speak the truth, just like Eshu does, just like Legba does, you'll never end up like this. No matter how bad, like, you know, you will end up in some water with a lot of leeches, crocodiles, harmful bacteria, harmful sea bacteria that'll kill you, piranhas, jellyfishes. But if you're in truth, nothing will harm you. Nothing will harm you. It'll be like this circle around you that's fully clear, and nothing can penetrate that barrier, you know. So don't think that you speaking out the truth in a rebellious way that you're going to end up like this in a dangerous situation. Because see, there's going to be a lot of things in the media of a lot of people getting in hot water and ended up in dangerous places, kind of like what happened with Nick Cannon, you know. But it's going to be to scare you. So don't fall for it. Don't fall for the fear tactics. And I'm going to talk about fear a little bit more when I talk about the breakdown of the cruise. All right. So let's see what Wednesday has for us. We got the guardian angel. And we got the fire element. So as long as spiritually you stay fired up, and this is Sagittarius, Aries, and Leo. So as long as you stay fired up with your creative energy, as long as you stay fired up in your quest for spiritual enlightenment, which is the Sagittarius, and as long as you don't care about what people perceive of you, which is the Aries in the first house, you're going to have a guardian angel or a spirit team member that's going to be able to help you to keep this part of you inspired. You know, again, you know, this right here talks about the soulmate. Harmony. This talks about the soulmate. So down here, this is the twin flame. This is the twin flame. This is the soulmate. This is the soulmate that keeps your fire burning, that keeps your spirit inspired, that keeps you motivated while you're going forward on your journey. This is what Eep was to Guy in Cruise. She was his soulmate because he was on his journey trying to find his way back home. He was trying to find his way back home. And then this was Eep. This is Eep right here. You know? This is Eep. She represented the feminine half of him that's going on her journey too. And the twin flame represented Dawn. Now Dawn, she was the one that was waiting for him when he got home. You know, she was the one waiting for him when he got home. You know, the twin flame. And you know, I don't want to spoil it just yet, but you know, that can go either way. Sometimes you'll walk off with your twin flame into the sunset. Sometimes you'll walk off with your soulmate into the sunset. You know, it all depends. So let's see what else we got. So we got Seven of Earth reversed. All right. And we got the Seven of Air. So we got two sevens. We got the Seven of Earth. So let's see what else we got. Ooh, that's 4 cards right there. Oh man. All right, let's see. So we got the Five of Air. We got the Three of Earth reversed. We got the Karma card reversed. And we got the Message from Air upright. Man, it's a hell of a story right there. So again, we're talking about my baby issues and also my older legless. You know, because this can represent either of these archetypes. So this represents somebody, you know, who often flirts with danger. You know, the baby issue, often flirting with danger because of curiosity. You know, and I can't lie. When you're in that environment, you really don't know who to trust. When you're in that environment, you really don't know who to trust, you know. So it's easy for you to be selfish, cynicism, ignorance, disunion of efforts, lack of collaboration. You know, because you had a fear that maybe you'll be abandoned, but that wasn't the case. You know. So with that being said, you had a lack of analysis. You went off half-cocked on a lot of situations, and a lot of bad karma happened, meaning false promises, false prospects. You were lied to and stuff like that. So a lot of situations happen to where, due to your own lack of analysis, things crumbled, and now you got to rebuild it. You had to rebuild it, you know. And if this is you, then this message from air it talks about sticking to what you agreed on and do not let yourself down. You have the inspiration and protection necessary to finish your work, creation, project, task, or procedure. Negative things will disappear and your capacity will be seen. Tune up your senses and train yourself more intensely because there will be great prospects for you. You know? So you may be thinking, because of this karma, because of this karmic situation where you got to rebuild again, because your lack of analysis of the foundation, it wasn't a good foundation. You know, that's why this Oya situation had to happen. You know, you might not mentally think you can do it, or you might not have mentally thought that you could do it. But the beautiful thing about this card is that it's reversed. And when it's reversed, that means wanting is a part of the past. Promising times will return. Mother-like archetypes will be met again. So how do you keep this from being upright and stay motivated? Number one, being in tune with your soul family. That's going to always keep these things that deals with the soul motivated, which is your Aries, wherever Aries is at, wherever Leo is at, and wherever Sagittarius is at. You know, so if you know somebody and they're a really, really cool person to be around right now, they real cool, they got a Sagittarius moon or a Leo moon or Aries moon, you know, I would be around them, you know, and just keep that type of energy around you right now. Stay motivated, because your success story is just beginning, you know. All right, so let's see what Thursday has for us. And we getting packed over here. Hey, there go my babe. There go Pumbaguera. I knew this guardian angel was really Pumbaguera. And then we got the Three of Fire reversed. All right. So I don't know if this part went through or not, but like I was saying, when we're talking about the female issue, you know, a lot of times this represents Eshu's twin flame. You know, this represents Eshu's twin flame, Pumbaguera. And then when we're talking about Legba, the Oya, who is also a baby Eshu on the inside, you know, aka Ayazan, the Ayazan, that's his significant other. So that just shows you how, even with the Pumbaguera archetype, it's very similar. So in a lot of ways, this is the story of Dawn. And in a lot of ways, you could also say that this was the story of Eat too. You know, very, very curious. You know, don't like to follow the rules, stuff like that. You know, they have a lot of fire on the inside. They got a lot of fire on the inside. But due to their rebellious, and you know, they got this nature where they don't like following the rules. They like to carve their own path. They don't like being with the status quo, stuff like that. You know, they lose a lot of support. They lose a lot of outward support, but they're very rich on the inside, just like the baby issue men. Now, this is her biggest asset, but this is also her biggest danger, you know, the biggest weapon, the biggest drawback, and it's her free mind. Same thing with the baby issue. A lot of times, baby issues get killed off because they know too much, not because of who they are, what they do, is because they know too much. Same thing about her. You know, a lot of the Salem witches were female issues. A lot of the Salem witches, a lot of the witches that were getting killed off because they knew certain magic, certain things, were were female issues. And she's the perfect consort for a baby issue and for a Legba. You know? Eve and her curiosity of stepping out of her comfort zone, that's when she linked up with Guy. You know? She had to step out of her comfort zone, leave the cave where it was safe at, leave her grand support, leave all of this behind. You know, she had to free her mind. This is a free-spirited woman. You know, these are the best type of women that issues can get with, because she's already, you know, see, this kind of represents one thing that like I said, I've been on YouTube a lot, and I've been looking up a lot of van life type of videos. And the most heartwarming ones that I see are the ones where there's like this beautiful black couple, and you know, they kind of show how they used to be in school, and they were like the nerdy, weird, awkward type of kids in school, and they grew up, and you know, a lot of times the women be very, very beautiful, extremely beautiful, and that nerdy guy that stayed with that awkward girl, you know, they end up having a issue like Pum by Get Our life together. Very abstract, you know. I've seen one where this guy and this girl, they're a couple, and they live in a converted van, and it's really dope to see. It's really dope to see, you know. And these are the type of women, you know, they're gonna be coming out. These type of women are gonna be coming out more and more this week. So my baby issues, let's be on the lookout, because our bays are coming out of hiding right now. These female issues that you might think that they're a hoe because they're so free-minded, you know. But the biggest telltale sign is when they don't get the support from the sisterhood, from the toxic sisterhood, like everybody else do. When you see this woman and she's a beautiful outlier, she's a beautiful outlier, you know. She's a beautiful outlier, so she don't get support from the sisterhood because she's an outlier, but she's beautiful. So, you know, she gets noticed, but she can be very intimidating, you know. This free mind, this is a big piece. Be looking for my baby issues and my legbas. Be looking for these women to come out and speak a lot more, showing themselves a lot more this week. Or, you know, you're gonna start seeing a lot of women with this energy lose major support because their minds are so free. And that's sad to see. It's very sad to see. I love my Pumbagetas, you know, because they represent the baby Oshun. All right. So let's see. We're getting towards the end of the week. Let's see what Friday has for us. All right. So we got the Earth reversed. We got Two of Fire. All right. All right. So this is the victory through transcendence. You know, we got the fairies and sylphs reversed. We got the Earth reversed. But we also got this, Two of Fire. Shout out to my Sagittarius out there. So, since we're talking about magicians and tricksters and stuff like that, you know, because of the power that we possess, we have a even bigger set of rules and regulations and stuff when it comes to us magicians, you know, us baby Eshus and baby Oyas and Legbas and all of that, you know. So this Ten of Water is, as you can see, that's the Pisces sign, you know. And this is talking about victory through transcendence. You know, you stepped out of your comfort zone and you had a victory. But this fairies and sylphs is talking about false illusions. So either this is talking about scamming, or if you're the scammer, you know, selling false hope, all the things that the Pisces sign, that hope and that Venus love and all of these things, manipulation. If your victory is because of that, you know, whether you're the one that's looking for a quick fix so you get scammed, or you're the scammer that's out here doing this, you know. Yeah, you're gonna get the Two of Fire, you know. And the Two of Fire talks about companionship, a new enterprise or job, the joining of feelings, you know, crossing a entrance, going to new frontiers. But if this was because you did some shady shit on this end, and you think that this illusion is gonna save you, when you open up this door, it's gonna lead you to closed doors, roads full of difficulties and obstacles, difficulties during trips or in making plans, aborted or complex moves, trouble becoming pregnant or during pregnancy, possibility of miscarriage, hesitation and delays caused by you, lack of practicality. You know, there's a reason why certain doors are closed, and they should stay like that. Even though as magicians, we got the magic to open up any door. Some doors are closed for a reason, and it's best that it stays like that. And if you try to do some manipulating stuff with a false illusion, a false prophet, you know, so you can try to open up some doors that otherwise would be shut, you know, you're going to have to deal with the consequences of that. Simple as that. You know, that's the Uncle Ben saying from Spider-Man, with great power comes great responsibility. You know what I mean? All right, now we are on the weekend baby. Let's see what Saturday has for us. So that's the Two of Water reverse. We got the Four of Earth reverse. So I hope it's worth it. If you decide to go along with this, I hope it's worth it, because it don't seem like it's going to be worth it. You got the water element upright, and you have the Nine of Fire. You know. Okay. So when you're in doubt, go within. Meditate. Talk to your spirit team. Abstain. You know. Emotionally get yourself together. Cancer. You know, if you gotta either go home, or if you got to go home as far as in your subconscious mind, where it's you know, peace and harmony and stuff at, to quiet down your emotions. You know, if you know a person in your soul family with the great mother energy, this will be a good person to hit up to keep you on the right track. Scorpio, you know, realize the transformation that's going on in your life, so you won't get desperate and be in doubt and go off on the deep end. You know, be careful who you're having sex with. Be careful who you're sharing your most intimate secrets with. All of these things. And also with Pisces, you know who's in your life and know what purpose that they serve. You know, so you won't have any succubuses lurking around, or any parasitic people lurking around. And if you heed these two things, you falling from grace won't happen, and you facing confusion and sorrow, tears, because of failed relationships and stuff like that, because you chose this route instead. You know, because if you choose this route, you will be victorious, but not for long. See, if you choose this route, you know, you won't even get this far where this will happen to you, because you kill it at the root. You know, don't be in doubt. Keep this inner sun bright within you, because that's where your power's at. This is the reason why, and I'm gonna explain this in more detail with the cruise. This is the reason why Guy possibly could have had 3 women. He possibly could have had 3 women, just like Shiva, with Parvati, Shakti, and Kali. You know, and I'm gonna talk about the 3 women that he could have had, because, you know, 2 of the women are things that I feel like a lot of us men need. You know, we need that soulmate that's gonna keep these fiery things in us, keep these things lit. You know, we need that woman that's gonna keep that beast in us roaring. You know, that keeps us moving forward on our spiritual journey. And then we also need this. You know, this is our twin flame. You know, this is the wife that's at home. You know, because she understands. Like, she truly understands what's going on. You know, and I feel like every man needs a Eep and a Dawn in their life. That's just me, you know. So now we go to Sunday. Let's see what Sunday has for us. So we got the Dwarves and Gnomes reversed. We got the Moon upright. 4 of fire. Again, my Sagittarius. And we got Obanani. And she's upright. Okay? So, this is what you don't want to happen. Because remember this right here, what I talked about? This is what Obanani went through. You know? She thought that she would be victorious. You know, she thought that she would, because she was already victorious. She was already, you know, Sagittarius. The Sagittarian Obatala was the one that brought Obanani and Shango together, you know. So she was already victorious. But then she got greedy, you know. She let arrogance dim her achievements, you know. She rested on her laurels and fell into idleness when it came to the faithfulness of her husband, you know, justifying by his past infidelity, justifying her actions by his past infidelities with Oya, you know. So she did something like this, but it was like that, and she ended up like this, aka this moon card. She ended up in a situation of sadness, depression, grief, sorrow, loss of freedom, torture, abduction, nervousness, imbalance that could lead to madness, terror, uncontrollable fear, slander. You know, there's a lot of things that happens with you when this moon card is upon you. And then the ultimate result, you know, she ended up large financial loss. She lost her seat as the queen. Loss of memory because of unwillingness to learn. Practical jokes that are not funny. You know, in a way, the voodoo that she tried to do, it was a practical joke, you know, that Oya, it was a practical joke. It wasn't a real spell, you know. Because that's the only thing that Oya really kind of got is that magic, you know. Like we always say, crazy chicks got the best poom poom sometimes, but that's all they got, you know. So it was like that one thing that didn't even really keep Shango in the first place, you know, is what she was envious over when she had things about Shango that Oya would never get. So that's the crazy part about it. So Oya played a practical joke, said, well, if you cut your ear off, you know, that'll keep Shango from cheating if you cut your ear off and put it in his suit. It was a practical joke, but she fell for it because she was so naive. And Oya was like, damn, like, I didn't think she would do it. Like, damn, like, yeah, I said it, but man, like, I didn't think she would actually cut her ear off. Like, come on. Like, who does that? You know? Do not be the joker and try not to be the victim. You know? So there's a lot of different examples here. There's a lot of different lessons here, you know, that are in plain sight as well as hid. But if you heed these messages, my friends, you will be glad that you did. You see what I did there? Hey. All right, y'all. I appreciate y'all for stopping by, checking out this On Point Orisha Tarot spread. More videos will be coming soon. You know, make sure all y'all out there remember to, whatever you're doing, keep your motivation, keep your passion going. If you need to take a break, don't feel like you're obligated. You know, take that break, because rest and all of that stuff is just as important as working. Everything is in moderation, and you know, sometimes that's what you need. You know, we're not robots. We're spiritual people. You know, we're people. You know, and going deeper, we're souls that's trying to traverse this plane, so we can all find our way home. You know. So again, I appreciate y'all for checking out this On Point Orisha Tarot forecast. And until next time, peace.
Where have you been? Cause I never see why you hiding from me.
What's up, y'all? I hope y'all enjoyed that video, and if you stayed to the end, I appreciate you. Also, if you haven't already, be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Also, I want to redirect you to my Instagram page. I don't promote my Instagram page a lot, but as my subscriber count and things like that rise due to things like shadow banning and stuff like that, I'm hearing that a lot of people aren't getting my notifications when I go live on YouTube and stuff like that. So for all things BandClap TV, my Instagram page and my story are going to have all of the notifications and things like that when it comes to when I'm going live, when I'm going, you know, when I'm releasing videos, when I'm releasing content. Also on my Instagram page, if you're curious about my reviews for my readings and stuff like that, as you can see on my Instagram, I have a lot of different testimonials and stuff like that. For those who don't know of me as an artist, I also have videos of me performing and stuff like that. I'll be putting out more stuff like that very, very soon. So I'm just trying to get as many people right now to go ahead and follow me on Instagram. That is BandClap TV, and also my Facebook and Snapchat, BandClap TV as well. All right, y'all. I appreciate y'all, and like I always say, no matter what, you got to stay shining. You got to stay shining.